All right, let's check this out. This is a clip from the Ramsey Show where Jade Warshaw is trying to coach a woman that calls in and she has home buying regret.
I'm having a little bit of buyer's remorse with our house. We bought about a $500,000 home,
Okay.
and we make about $10,000 every month.
Okay. How much is your mortgage payment?
$4,000.
Okay. Yeah. That's why you're feeling that. You're about 40% of your income. And we would suggest that you be somewhere around 25%. Are both you and your husband working?
Yes, I'm a virtual teacher. He owns a body shop with his dad. So we're both working, and I want to sell, but I don't want to pay capital gains tax.
Yes. Well, let's look at this logically. All right. You're in at 40%. Now, the question is, can you find a way to increase your income by 15%?
So this is really important. A lot of people don't think about this. Like when you look at your budget and you look at your numbers, if you say, oh, I'm not really a numbers person, well, then go find someone who loves you and cares about you, who is a numbers person, so they can help you look at the numbers and say, does this make sense? Does this not make sense?
I feel like we're kind of maxed out with a 3-year-old and a 3-month-old.
That's the reality of the situation. If you can't see a clear path to increasing your income 15%, so you're closing this gap, and then it's sitting at 25, 28, even 30%, right? Where it's a lot more comfortable, then you do need to consider some situations going forward. Now, let's look at this capital gains thing and with real numbers. Okay, let's say that you bought it for 500. Let's say you sold it for 540. So that's a gain of 40%. And your capital gains rate.
Wait, hold on. I think there's a little error there. And accolades to them. These on-air personalities, they're doing this on the fly and it's not easy. But if I think she said she bought it for 500 and then is theoretically selling it for 540, it's a gain of $40,000, not 40%, which is very different. And in that case too, I'm not an accountant, but in that case, you have costs associated with selling your house. And I believe that also gets kind of deducted from that process. So if she's only owned the home for a little while, that gain isn't going to be very much at all. But let's continue and see what she has to say.
It is based on your income bracket. So based on where your income is, I think in your case, you're probably going to be at the 15%. You're either going to pay 15 or 20, I believe, if I'm saying that correctly. But 15% of 40,000,
I would sell.
Because I was thinking of just staying here another year and just keeping it real tight with the budget. And then
how tight is it? You know what?
Are you able to make it work?
So it's a really interesting point. I don't remember what she said, how long she's actually been there. But if you lived in a home 2 out of the last 5 years, I believe that the IRS guidelines state that if you're a single person, you can have a gain of up to $250,000. Or if you are a married couple, you can have a gain of up to $500,000. And those gains in this example would not be taxable.
Yes.
Without credit cards?
Yes.
If you can make it work for a year, then stay. If you can't put food on the table, you got to get out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, we're not doing credit cards. My husband he likes his toys, so we have a third vehicle. We've got a truck, probably worth about $15,000. And I think we could.
He's not going to like me.
Get
he ain't
rid of
gonna
it.
like me. But if I had been one half of this bad decision, I would then be going, all right, I'm going to start selling stuff and we're going to stack some cash.
Well, yeah, because you're going to sell that truck because the time is going to come for you guys to move, and you want to know what you're going to need? Moving truck, boxes, tape, all that stuff that costs, and that truck is going to come in real handy to pay for all that.
And he's a very talented guy doing body work. I'd like to challenge him to work a couple Saturdays. I know you need him at home. I'm going to get yelled at by Jade on Saturdays. But if I was this tight, I want to go find some margin, and I'm going to go work.
Yes, Ken. Men should work.
I'm not going to leave you stranded, but I got to go make some money.
It's a really good point, right? So obviously her husband owns a body shop with his dad. Sounds like maybe he even grew up around it. This guy could definitely generate some more business, do some side hustle or something to make up that 15% or 20% income potentially, to take some of the pressure off this family in the short term. But in the long term too, it sounds like as long as it continues to be their primary home, they don't have to worry about capital gains. See you on the next one.